Good evening, everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m. And it's time, it's Wednesday night, so it's another time for VK4BAD BADnet for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I'll now change my call sign to VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. How many times I'm going to say that, who knows? Okay, nice to have you all in here for another week of our Wednesday night net. Currently at Faryiryland, it is 27.6 degrees outside. 61% humidity, and we've got 2 kilometres of wind speed outside. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta, now listening for any call-ins. VK4BAD listening.
Number one, I suppose, VK4GRB is VK4 FAX, or I should be saying BAD net, sorry, VK4 FAX. VK4IJP.
Okay, we've got, so far we've got 2 of yous. We've got VK4 FAX and VK4 IJP. Does anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night net? VK4BAD listening?
VK4GRB.
Okay, we've got VK4JRA. I was hoping you'll turn up tonight there, Jake. Okay, is there anyone else want to call in for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net, VK4BAD? Okay, no one here at the moment. Yeah, well, as I said, I was hoping that you'll turn up tonight there, Jake. I'll throw it over to you shortly. Would you stop doing the heavy breathing in the background? You'll give people bad things. Sorry about that. You could probably hear, because I could definitely hear him. Having a bit of a puff in the background. That's Cyrus. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Anyone else want to join before we start the first round? VK4BAD? Okay, looks like it's going to be a quiet night tonight. Because I know of at least 3 others who usually pop up. And for the ones who are watching on the mainstream, my apologies for last week. I did notice that there was a bit of a bit of packet loss on the live stream there last week, so my apologies for that. Hopefully this week it will be good. For anyone who wants to actually watch the live stream, we are on Dippy TV, Delta India Papa Yankee Tango Victor, and it'll be up there running on the screen on YouTube. Okay, before we start the first round off, is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday night net, VK4BAD? Okay, nothing heard at the moment. So at the present time we've got VK4BAD, Gary, yours truly, out at Faryiryland. You've got VK4FAX, Don, up in Drayton. You've got VK4IJP, Ian, up in Proston. And got VK4GRB, Jake, in Dolby. For the last couple of weeks I haven't been able to find my mouse. It's disappeared on me. So I haven't been able to do throw over photos of you guys. I've had the place checked out, and I haven't been able to find the rodent. So unfortunately, this week we're going to be the same. And my apologies for the heavy breathing in the background if you're hearing that. Okay, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta. We've got VK4FAX, VK4IJP, and VK4JRA. Last call before we start the first round, VK4BAD. Sorry about that. We do not accept the repeater. It does not, only comes back with Morse. It's preferably to have a bit of audio. Well, it's doing audio, isn't it? Hi. VK4 FAX. Over to you there, Don. VK4 BAD.
VK4BAD with the group VK4FAX. Good evening to you, Gary, and Ian and Jake. Happy New Year to those who I haven't had the pleasure of catching up with since 3 days ago. Yeah, I'm just wondering about that Cyrus, whether he's heavy breathing, he might have a mouse stuck in his throat. Yeah, it must be where it is. But anyway, I doubt that. But anyway, he's obviously enjoying the comfort of the digs there and having a nice old snooze. And I'll say good day to Ross. He's probably listening in the background there. Yeah, a lot happened today. Went out and did a kitchen job this morning. I'm a bit rusty. Chris has got the lurgy and he was out of action. Yeah, what used to take me about an hour and a half took me 3 hours today. Just a little bit rusty. And then I came home about lunchtime and had a bite to eat and spent over 3 hours on the mower. And I only mowed last Friday. You wouldn't think I'd mowed. Anyway, I've got that out of the way, so it should give me a bit of a break, and I might have to mow again Sunday or Monday. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'll just hand it over to Ian, VK4IJP with the group VK4FAX.
evening all. How is everybody? And likewise, same as, Happy New Year. Really, I've ever spoken to Gary since the New Year. So, to the rest, Happy New Year. Mowed the lawn. I should have mowed the lawn today. Should have mowed it yesterday. No, maybe the day before even. It really needs doing now, so tomorrow. But really haven't been able to do it until today because I had to go and get petrol. Had to go to Kingaroy today for some appointments. And so we went to the service station and filled up. Because the other thing is, especially with the storm the other week, I came to realise I didn't have any petrol in the generator. So if we had an outstanding blackout, or a bit of a long-standing blackout, I had no fuel for the generator. So I thought, we'd better go and get a 20-litre jerry can full. Mind you, the lawnmower will take 10 litres of that tomorrow. And we'll mow the guy's block down the road as well, so I'll probably will just about use it all. So, I've been messing around my 6-metre, 10-metre dual combo aerial. That's getting closer. I've just got to put the driven elements on and connect them all up. And it'll be ready to go. I'm going to use a coaxial relay so I can just run one cable up. I was thinking today, would it be handy to have the 10-metre one, the 2-metre ones, not the 2-metre, the 6-metre separate to the 10? In case if I have two radios, though I'm not that clever. I can't multitask. I can't use two radios at the same time, so I might as well just run the one coax and switch it over. And that, other than that, I've serviced the car the other day. Enjoying this overcast, cooler weather. That's probably not going to last. And I know probably at the moment we'll complain about mowing lawns. Even Jake has to probably mow lawns now for himself. Makes it more rewarding, doesn't it, Jake? When you got to do it for yourself, it's not a chore, man. But other than that, all things are going. Everybody is still on annual Christmas leave, I suppose. So other issues with me four-wheel drive, well, they're just sitting stagnant. And Gary, maybe that mouse has decided that there's more food outside. It's fed up with the little crumbs of cake, and it's gone because it's green and there's more feed outside. Anyway, here we are for the new year. Yep, new beginnings and still the same old things to do, I suppose. VK4GRA, this is VK4IJP, the bad net group.
Yeah, VK4IJP, VK4JRA in the group. Thanks there, Ian, and good evening to yourself, Don and Gary as well. So, thanks to Gary for running the net. Yeah, not a lot's been going on out here. Yeah, I'll tell you what, all this mowing, there's a fair bit of it to do out here. So, yeah, I've been doing my house, and I've been mowing the old place as well. Plus, there's a bit of a forestry, well, it's not forestry really, it's just state land over the back of my place, and the grass in there gets 6 foot tall. So, of course, I've got to run my ride on around there and knock that down as well. So, it's not protected or anything, so I pretty well do what I want. The forestry department down the road, they don't care, so they use it for training with dozers and graders and stuff like that. So, yeah, occasionally they get some new hires in there and they make an absolute mess of it, but anyway, it's not too bad now. So, yeah, I haven't been doing a lot radio-wise lately. Been doing a little bit club-wise. We had a bit of the execs decided that we would move our web hosting from GoDaddy, which is all basically based overseas. The servers are overseas. The call centres are supposedly in Australia, and they have Australian phone numbers like 02 and 03 for New South Wales and Victoria. But you ring them, you never get an Australian person, so I don't know whether that's just a coincidence or not. But for the same money per year, we decided to move it to an Australian-based web hosting provider, which is Ventra IP. So, and all the servers are even in Australia, so they're in Sydney. Which is good, and it allows easier editing of the website as well. So beforehand, you had to go in and you had to do, I suppose, all the HTML coding for it, which is pretty difficult to learn, and even once you learn it, it's still a pain. But with the new hosting, it basically just opens it up like Microsoft Publisher, so it's a whole lot easier to use. So that's one thing I've been working on, and it's gone live now. So if you have a look on the website for the club, you'll see a bit of a new layout that's been updated in the changeover. I'll just break. VK4GRB returning. I thought I'd better not time it out. I'm good at that. So yeah, the website's had an update and a change of provider, and we've got an ESCOM repeater controller that the club's had for many years. I don't know the history on it. I don't even know whether it worked or not. I know it powers up. But for our new repeater network that we're slowly putting together, we're still waiting on some parts to be put together and to get to us. But we have the controller that's going to go in up at Mount Kiengro, where this repeater is, and it's going to change to a tape repeater as well. So I've got a tape repeater and the controller. So yesterday I made the interface cable to go between the controller and the repeater, and I used the repeater. I had to program up the controller, and it's all done by DTMF tones. So sat there with the handheld on low power and basically read through the manual step by step and wrote it down on a notepad what I had to do, and then programmed it in at the same time and put a tick next to it. So it's all programmed up. It's just been testing at my place indoor dummy load, so I've been testing it sort of just around the house, and it appears to be working quite well. So once we get the repeater built for Mount Kiengro, where this one is, we can take it up. We've got another antenna to put on the tower for the link side of things, so that will hopefully go up at the same time, and hopefully we'll get time to do that in January this year, or this month. So that's sort of where things are out here. So it's a bit of a rundown, just quickly. All right, I hope everyone's going well. Good to hear the couple of us that we got. So back to you, Gary. VK4BAD, VK4GRB.
VK4GRA, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Banya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. Before I continue on, is there anything else? Anyone else want to join the club, the net, VK4BAD?
VK4HLR.
Okay, VK4HLR, have a go there, there, Russell, and then throw it back this way. VK4 HLR, VK4BAD.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah, VK4HLR returned to the group. Oh, no, mate, I heard you open up, but I was in the shower. I'm just sat here with me jocks on, mate. I haven't even had me tea yet. So, yeah. We went out working in the garden and that. And, well, this morning, being Wednesday, I have to do all my housework, vacuum and wash the floors, just in case the government women come around sticking their beak in. And, other than that, now I've been busy. I've been working on a pole for the long wire, Ian. The other one's bending under, I don't know why, but I'm going to put this one up on the other side of the garage so it comes away from the beam. Yeah, so, yeah, I've got all that sorted out. I've just got to drill a few holes in it and basically set it up and then go from there. But other than that, no, we've been pretty quiet. Yeah, we had the same problem on Friday. Got on the mower and I cut my grass down hard, and the thing was squealing like anything because I bought all the gear to service it. New belts, new blades. I bought a new fuel tank, new spark plug, new filter, and new petrol tap, and the oil filter. Mate, that was 6 months ago. That's how slack I am. The poor old girl was squealing the red off, mate, when she got through a bit of tough grass, but we just upped the reds, and she got through it. But, yeah, I've got to get round to give her a service. Jesus, I don't know. The spark plug, I know, no lie, the spark plug's been in there for, got to be 10 years. I just hope I can get it out. And it's never failed on me. And, you know, I thought, well, leave it alone while it's working. So there. And then I was talking to Gary. I'm going to turn this radio down. That's better. We were a couple of boys now. We were talking about that sun player, mate. And yeah. Well, I tried on 7 meters. Excuse me, this afternoon, and all I was getting, nothing was lightning crashes. I thought, what's the one? Well, not I could see from my window at the back here. There was a cloud in the sky. You know, it was further out over the top of Mergen, so whether it was lightning and that, I don't know. That was while I was running on the long wire. So I don't know whether it's here yet or not. But anyway, we'll sort that problem out when we get to it, won't we? All right, then we'll put it back to you, Gary. VK4GRB, Bad Boys Club, VK4HLR. Go ahead.
VK4 HLR, VK4BAD. Before we continue on, does anyone else want to join the net before we have a bit of interval? VK4BAD, listening? Nope, by the sounds of it, that's all we're going to get at the moment. But yeah, anyway, for all who haven't talked to us yet for this year, hope you all had a happy New Year. And yeah, this morning I got a notification there this morning on my screen that today, about 5 o'clock this morning, the largest X-flare was sent out earthbound this morning. It's the largest one for the current cycle. So they're stating that with this X-flare, we have got the possibility in the next couple of days of losing HF, VHF, and possible UHF bands due to the flare, the eruption. The sun has been very active there the last couple of days, and as I said, it threw out a beautiful X flare this morning. So it's going to be awfully noisy on the bands in the next couple of days, and as I said, we may lose also VHF and possible UHF. So that's one I got. Yes, I was having a look on the new website there, Jake, and one of the guys informed me that there's an IP problem with a couple of the links. But I think you also stated that too in your lot as well. Okay. What else was there? I've put quite a bit up. Stand by. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I did put quite a bit of stuff up on the public club room on Facebook. I didn't get the information on the repeater until about 5 or so minutes before I was due to go on air here tonight, so I didn't get a chance to have a look at that. And I just noticed I just had a bit of a packet loss on the stream. My apologies for that. Other than that, it's been a pretty exciting sort of a week for me. Up until New Year, we had the International Space Station was running on doing its slow scan competition. It had a no-show prior to Christmas. It's supposed to have been prior to Christmas, but there was a no-show. Someone forgot how to turn on a radio, or it's decided to play up again. So they moved up to 70 centimetres, and they were utilising the 70 centimetre repeater up on the ISS. And the problem part with that was I was lucky I got my pictures off before the weekend due to the guys were who usually use the ISS repeater. The ones who usually use the ISS repeater was having a bit of a yatter, and of course we were trying to download, receive pictures and that, and of course they were talking over the top, and of course it was giving us a hard time. And my system here is not actually designed for the 70 centimetre repeater, because my downlink is designed for the VHF downlink. So stand by. Okay, with that lot there, I still see I'm having a bit of a buffering problem with the live stream. Unfortunately, I can't do too much about that. I've already turned off just about everything which is required. hoping that I could actually fix that problem up. The reason is that I had to go back to my old plan, which definitely doesn't do what I wanted to do. It can't handle the bandwidth which I'm throwing out nowadays, and it's definitely not allowing me to do things, and I can't change back up to where I was, which was doing good, but they wouldn't allow me to have a static IP address on that one. So the wires X and that requires static IP, and I asked them for a second internet connection for the place, and they informed me that they can't give me a second internet connection. So I'm up that kind of like that creek without that paddle at the present time. Okay, other than that, we'll start the second round. Is there anyone else want to join the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday Night Net? VK4BAD listening? Okay, nothing else heard at the present time. So we'll go back around for the last round. VK4FAX. Back to you there, Don. VK4BAD.
VK4BAD, VK4FAX, and good evening to you there, Russell. I just had a bit of a listen on 80 metres. It's crashing and banging away there. There is a net on 3.612 at the moment. They're not too bad, but there's a lot of static in the background. I got not much else to report. Big day again tomorrow, so try and get some drains done. Lady's got a problem with the pressure. My son is tomorrow. He's come down with that lurgy that his mother had, and it knocked Leslie out for about 4 days. Chris has been laid up. I think this is the 4th day. I've sort of got a bit of a head cold thing, but stop when we get crook. We get solved. I sit down for a cuppa. I'd like to doze off, so I get up and go and do something. Otherwise, I snoring. So anyway, we just got to keep moving. Anyway, I've been up since about 4:45 this morning. I had a snooze today, so I'm going to have a good evening. For IJP with the group, VK for you all, and have a good evening.
Yeah, okay, Don. Sounds busy days. I'm pretty well much the same. I've been probably keeping pretty low and quiet, and then probably weeding the garden and tending to a couple of other issues around the place, and unable to tend to other issues because it's that time of the year, and I'd love to be tending to them, getting the ball moving, something happening. But okay then. And you've been busy there, Russell, as well. So I've just got to work out when I've got a couple of hours, and I'll come up and we'll have a look at the elements, and we'll take to it with a spanner and see whether that fixes it. And yeah, there's probably very little what we can do about the blackbirds, eh? And they're big fat ones, aren't they? Yeah, actually building this Yagi, dual band Yagi, I'm actually using a square boom. So I just sort of thought that way. It's nice and easy. Nothing can roll or turn on it when it's on the mast. It can't roll in that. If a blackbird sits on an element, it won't roll, but it probably bend an element. So I'm actually thinking about putting in the centre like a plastic rod coming up, and I can run a bit of fishing line down to the end of each element. So when those big black fat things land on the element, they won't bend it, try to bend it anyway. So it's just not the crows as well, I suppose it's the cockies as well. So yeah, so all care will be even taken covering the coaxium be eaten or chewed on, because geez, they're vandals. The number of aerials I've came across with damage to they pulled my, then they splintered the fiberglass radiomes to peel the top off the antenna. Yeah, there's no end to it. Jake, and the good about slowly happening with the repeaters. Just did have a look at the website myself. Couldn't find, with the brief quick I had at it, many issues, except a photograph of you. Jacob must have been taken 10 years ago when you were at high school or something. VK4 JRA, this is VK4IJP group.
Yeah, thanks Ian. VK4IJP, VK4JRA returning. It's a pretty good guess actually, Ian. That's pretty well right. That photo of me on the club website, that was on the night of my formal when I finished high school. So it's probably the only decent photo. Not, looking weird or not smiling or not looking at the camera. So I don't photograph well. That's probably a lot of blokes would say. But yeah, no, that's when that one was. So yeah. Now I got asked by the secretary around today, and Russell's email address. It bounced Russell. I don't know exactly which one he's got for you, but got a new one or something like that. The club email address, which will then go to the secretary. That'll please, and he will update it in his records. So the email, the club call sign, so VK4BAD at wia.org.au, and that redirects to the secretary. So yeah, if nothing's changed, it might have just been a slight glitch in the system. All the other emails are through, and they all changed over when the web host as well. But yeah, I might find a new photo for myself for the website. And there were a few issues with page routing and stuff like that with the new website, but it's all linked. So got some basic stuff in there, which I'm going to fill out a bit more detail into there and whatnot as time progresses. So if few other commitments at the moment, so it's just sort of working away at it as I get time. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it. So, thanks, Gary, for the net, and good evening to Russell as well, who's after me. So I'll pass it over. VK4HLR, VK4GRA in the group.
VK4GRA. Returning on to the group. Yeah, no. Yeah, my email address has been changed. Actually, I haven't looked at my emails for a month now. I don't have much coming in except for junk mail anyway, so I'll go through and bin everything, all I need. But yeah, I'll just think that's not a problem. But if I don't, I can give it to you then. But the email address is different now. And entity, and they wouldn't unhack, I couldn't get Scott, please, and they put me in touch with the Commonwealth. My computer up and said, don't go on any computer, answer anything, we'll do all that. Anyway, about 6 weeks, got him, the bloke in Brisbane. And so I said, like, what about my computer? I said, oh, we'll make arrangements for you to pick it up at Kingaroy Police Station. It's okay, I ain't far away, I'm going to pick it up there. So, and then they advised me of it, restart again, new password, and all that. That's what I have to do. It's not quite running right, but it's right enough for me to go to find these things, but that's just one of them. I've been hacked because, well, I for property grand fraud because I wasn't the only one, and he wanted money, so get back, or get pick you up. So I went up to the federal police, and they done their job. They got on. I hope he's rotting in. It cost me a lot of work, but yeah, no. Anyway, like I said, I've done Wednesday's me house cleaning day and that, and tomorrow I got to clean me, change my bed, washing machine, put clean sheets on. I'm gonna have an easy day tomorrow. I'm supposed to wear it, by the way. I don't know what. Usually, I speak to him in the morning. They let him know the net's on the night, but I didn't get no calls or nothing from him. You were right there about I was on, and all it was a constant ash noise and a lot of bang, bang, like shopper in flashes. And usually about 5 o'clock, there's a couple of boats on there, Roy and that, and a couple of the others. But nothing heard. I could hear nothing. I thought, oh, Jesus. So whether it's already started, I don't know. All right, VK4HLR, we'll return it over to VK4BAD, that's right, Bad Boys Club. And thanks for running the net tonight there, Gary, over.
Off the net. Is there anyone else want to join VK4BAD? Come in and say hello, goodbye before we close the net off. VK4BAD. Okay, nothing heard on that one. I'd like to thank you all for turning up. FAX Don in Drayton, VK4IJP Ian in Proston, VK4JRA Jake in Dalby, and VK4HRL Russell in Wandai. Okay, once again, I'd like to thank you all for turning up. And with that lot there, I'll now close the net off until the same time next week. This is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. I'll now resort back to my my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. And I'll now leave the frequency open for general traffic. Until 1930 hours, 7:30 p.m. Next Wednesday night. We'll catch you then. VK4BAD. 7-3. Take care.